Let's look at configuring a self-hosted agent. First thing we'll need to do is create a personal access token to provide a way for the agent to connect to Azure DevOps. From my identity, I choose security. Currently I have no personal access tokens created, so let's say new token. I'm going to call this Greg Lowe self-hosted. This is still the same organization and they've got an expiry period here, that'll be fine. Now in terms of the scope of access permitted with this, let's show all scopes and look at the ones that are available. And in particular, what we're interested in is the agent pools scope. So we need to give it read and manage, and then we'll say create. At this point, this has created a token, but it's really important that you copy and store it. So that's copied it to the clipboard, because once you close this, you don't get a chance to see it again. So I'd suggest at this point that you open up Notepad or something, pop the token in there, and we'll use it again shortly. But make sure you save your token and close. Next step is to download and install the agent that needs to run on premises. So back in organization settings, I'll go to agent pools and note the option here to download the agent. So we'll choose that. We'll check the type of system. So in my case, it's a Windows 64-bit system. And it shows here the steps that we need to do to configure the agent. So let's try this. Let's copy the commands. I'll start a PowerShell command prompt as an administrator. And let's paste in the commands. Just double check how this copied. So let's make sure we create that agent folder, and let's make sure we change to that, and then we just want the add type command, which is going to extract the file from the download folder and execute. Okay, that's added the agent. Now we have two options. It can run as a service or it can run interactively. Let's see what's in the folder. And so notice we have an option to now configure it. Now that's configured, I'm going to close PowerShell. I'm going to open a command prompt as an administrator. Change to the agent folder. And run the config. So this asks for the server URL. I can get that from here. I had Greg Lowe DevOps Lab. Is https dev.azure.com/ in this case Greg Lowe DevOps Lab. Ask for authentication type. I can just hit enter because I'm using a personal access token. Then it wants the token. I'll copy the one that we did before, paste it in. It asks which agent pool. I'm going to put this as part of the default agent pool. The agent name, I'll leave it as my machine name. I'll default the work folder, and I don't want to run the agent as a service. You could, and then it'll just start automatically. I also don't want auto log on and startup. But then when I go to run the agent, I can just say run CMD, and that'll start the agent and connect to the server. And so in my case, I'm just using this periodically. So I'm just doing that. Notice it now says listening for jobs. So if we go back into our agent pools, and I've refreshed the default list, and notice it now shows it as being online. So this is how we configure an on-premises agent.